So I was asked the question, why do I believe in the Bible, by some Mormons that come to my house. And I figured, I would just put my response in video form. So to begin with, I think that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So like this concept of a creator God that is found in the Bible as a claim, or the claim that man came, didn't become man, but just started as man, Adam and Eve in Genesis 1 and 2. All these things, like a global flood, um, all these things are pretty extraordinary claims. So for me personally, to if you're going to make an extraordinary claim, you need to provide extraordinary evidence for this claim. So that's why I started asking questions in the first place, about the Bible, what it claims, and stuff like this. I wrote a paper in high school for my junior research paper that talks about this exact thing, but at a more narrowed focus, specifically the creation story and science. And I can make a video about that later. But this video is just about, why do I believe in the Bible? So the reason I trust in what the Bible says, after learning about what the Bible is and who created it and whatnot. So, for example, things like there are 40 authors, 66 books. These 66 books were written by 40 authors who lived on 3 different continents: Europe, Asia, and Africa. They spoke 3 different languages: Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. And they all lived within a time frame of 1500 to roughly 2000 years. I think we'll just stick with 1500, 1600. We don't need to have rough estimates here. So taking that into account, and then when we take from Genesis to Revelation, all the books of the Bible having within them 63,779 cross references, which is a unprecedented amount of cross references in a historical document. That sounds pretty extraordinary. But how extraordinary is it? That's the first question I have. So I actually calculated the statistical probability of there being 63,779 cross references in a book that has 40 authors who lived in 1500 years of time. That means some of them died before the others were born, and some of them were born before the others died. So the statistical probability of this is so significantly low that the number means nothing if I tell it to you, because it's inconceivable. The number of the statistical improbability of this is 10 to the negative 87,000. To put the number into perspective for us, if we take the entire observable universe, which is like 93 billion light years across, which a light year is 187,000 something miles, and we have someone select at random one atom out of the entire observable universe, which it's estimated that there's like 10 to the 80th power of atoms in the observable universe. So we have one person out of the entire observable universe pick one atom, and your task is to choose that atom with, on your first guess, correctly. That's not where it ends. you would have to do that 1,100 times in succession, specifically 1,098 times perfectly every time. And it's a new atom you have to get right each time. So I think it's safe to say, and I think you would agree with me, that that's impossible apart from a miracle worker or a miracle creator. I think that in and of itself, the Bible of it in and of itself is a miracle. Statistically speaking, it's the likelihood is so unfathomably small that apart from the inspiration of God, it's impossible. One reason why I believe in the Bible, for me, that's pretty profound. What do you think? Let me know what you think. What do you think of the check my math? Is that correct math? Like anything, like we can talk about anything. But to answer the Mormons, that's the first part of a very important answer to a very very important question. Um, yeah, there's more to it, like the origin of man, DNA. What are your thoughts? Like this video. Bye.